What's up, guys? This is Flakes, and this is how to do the new expunge mission on the moon, STYX. So this one is relatively easy. It starts out exactly the same as last week's, but then changes it up a little bit after you get past the first little maze portion. So the loadout I was running is an anti-barrier scout rifle, a slug shotgun, and ANARCHY. So you're just going to push right up to the door, and I did this without Wirewalker buff or any buffs. You're going to push right up to the door, hack it, drop down, go through the next little area. You got to crouch down here, slide down. Go through the door to your left. If that's closed, you might have to wait for it to open. Same with this one right here. Just look for the green and go for it. Now you're going to have to make your way through the triangle wall hallway where these triangle doors will try to trap you in. They'll open. Just go ahead and pass them up. Nothing hard about this yet. I take the second pillar on the left here. Drop down. Then you're going to walk up this ramp and take an immediate left. Walk up this ramp. And this is all the same as last week's. If you did last week's, this is going to look very familiar to you. I've never done this with the Wirewalker buff, so I don't know what that route looks like, but this one's pretty easy. I think I get this done in 6 or 7 minutes, so this one's pretty easy. It's not as much of a jump puzzle as last week as it is sort of ad clear and banking these little things that you have to bank in order to open up, well, basically bring down the boss's shield. But you'll see that here pretty soon. So, we're finally in the Nexus in Expunge STYX. So there's going to be these little triangles you have to shoot, and then they drop what are called Authentication Keys. Now, there are little squares all around the route. If you stand in these, they will refresh your Authentication Key. As you can see, you get a buff called, or a debuff rather, called Authentication Key expiring. If that hits 0, your Authentication Key is going to respawn at the last little square thing that you walked at. But here's something to note. If you stand in one of those little squares, you got to think of them like checkpoints. They will refresh your Authentication Key, but you have to stand in them. Notice how I do that there to get a couple extra seconds before I bank this guy. This guy right here is the boss, and you have to, we just opened up the middle one. As you can see, that little triangle was white, the other two are red. We need to make them all white. So, the left side opens up as soon as you bank the first one, and then you just got to do some ad clear here. Push through, do some more ad clear. I don't think you can skip all of these ads because what you are waiting for is a Harpy Guardian to spawn in. Once that Harpy Guardian spawns in, you kill him and it will open up the next little triangle that you have to shoot and pick up the Authentication Key. You can see it, it's in a pillar-sized shield near the back of this area. So just kill all of these ads as you go. There was nothing that was out of range for a slug shotty here. And then there are anti-barrier champs. So make sure you bring something for anti-barrier just to cut down the time a little bit. I think even if you're not running it, if you're running a sword or something, and you just want to burn them down that way, you can do that. As this mission really is pretty forgiving with the time. Keep killing ads here. There's the Nexus Guardian, the Harpy Guardian I called him. Opens up the shield that was around that triangle, and then you get your next Authentication Key. Now you're going to be looking for the squares. Try to find your next square as you jump and as you're standing in one, because that will refresh your Authentication Key expiration. Keep pushing through. I ignored ads here. You could drop the Authentication Key and kill these if you're really trying to play it safe. But I got a flawless run done here just ignoring them. Look, I don't even think they broke my shield, all those ads. I suppose that does depend on your light level as well. So we got the left side open. So after you've done the left side, and you have to do the left side first because the right side is closed off. So now we can do the right side. We're doing the right side authentication key. And what you'll notice is you're basically just running the route that you took to get to the authentication key back to the boss in order to bank it and bring down his shield. So I run past all of these ads here and let them all spawn in. Since I have a scout rifle, they're pretty easy to just pick off from far away. Just pop my super there. Kind of get a potato level super here. Don't roast me in the comments. It's okay. Everything dies anyway. Nothing's really hard. I don't know if there is a cheese out for this yet. I would assume that you might be able to cheese getting to the part where you have to get authentication keys. But I'm fairly certain to do the authentication keys, you're going to have to do it legit. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure Cheese Forever or Esoteric or one of those dudes is going to come out with something where they, you know, can eat a key all the way to the boss instantly. I don't know how they're going to do it, but maybe they can. But to be fair, you don't really have to cheese this. Okay, so we killed the second Harpy Guardian, opened up the shield around that triangle, pick up the authentication key, and now we're looking for squares to walk in. I'm walking that first one. I noticed there's one up here. I think I can get to it within the 10 seconds. And I think the max your key expiration can be is 10 seconds. So if you really want to save up and make a big push, stand in one of those square areas until it reaches 10 seconds. If you notice the next square is far away, you might need to stand in it a little bit longer to get yourself a longer buff. Go ahead and stand in it, keep going. Look out for the wires. I do get hit by a couple of these wires during the boss phase, and they do mega damage. So I recommend not touching those. This is the last square before I bank. I notice the end is right here. Just don't get hit by the arc beams. Bank it, and now it's boss damage time. Throw super out, burn him. You're going to be able to get him down to half health here. Half health. And then he's going to go immune. There is a second phase where a bunch of lasers come up. Don't walk into lasers. Try your best to not do that. Right at the entrance, you shoot the triangle, and you've got another authentication key. I went to the right here. Got a couple seconds of the buff, and dunk it. I believe you don't even have to stand in that first one. I think you have enough time to make it all the way to the other side. I almost die here. Like I said, those beams do a ton of damage, but so does my Anarchy. To the boss. He's getting fried. Look at that. Run done in less than 10 minutes and flawless. Hope this guide helped you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please, please, please like and subscribe. I come out with D2 content every week, so if you appreciate that, I would appreciate you. Thank you, thank you.